Hello, welcome back to Photo Walkthrough. My name's John Arnold, and today I'm going to be taking a look at yet another little Christmas gift that might suit the photographer in your life, or maybe yourself if nobody bought it for you for Christmas. This is the Spyder Cube, and what it is just a little cube-shaped device that is going to help you get nicely exposed and nicely color-balanced photographs. So how does it work? Well, it's cube-shaped, and the idea is you put it in the scene so that the various different faces of the cubes are going to be catching the various different light sources. So the fact that it's cube-shaped means that if you've got one brighter light source on one side than on the other, you're going to find that one of these surfaces here is going to be brighter than the other. That lets you identify which is your main light source, and you can use the correct grey patch at the top here to colour balance your picture based on the major light source. But that's not the only trick it's got. It's also got this black face at the bottom. So this black face has actually got a little hole in it. And the reason for that is that hole should be a black trap. It's going to go completely black. So when you come to post-process it, you process it so that that hole goes solid black. And on the top, we've got a little silver ball that reflects all of the light sources. Those are specular highlights. That allows you to post-process it so that those specular highlights go overexposed and that they're solid white. So you get your white point from the silver ball, you get your black point from the black trap, and you get your grey card or your white balance off these grey patches, depending on which light source is your major light source. It's got a little springy wire on the top there that lets you hang it in the scene if there's something to hang it from, and on the bottom there is a screw thread so you can put it on the top of a tripod if you wish. It will also go nicely on top of the Spyder color checker if you've got that as well. So that's another device sold by Datacolor. So let's take a look at a photograph that we've been processing using the Spyder Cube in Lightroom. So here's a photograph I want to work on. It's got some blacks and some whites and some colours. Now I've got this version, which is the final version I want to have corrected, and here is the version with the Spyder Cube in it. So first of all, I can get a white balance reading off these two grey patches here. One is facing towards the main light source. Let's try that first of all. Now that's giving me a slightly warm tone, slightly greeny tone. I'm not so happy with that one. Let's try this one over here. That looks much more natural to me. That looks how I imagine the scene in my head. I have got a calibrated monitor here, so there is an element of taste in this selection. Now, we've also got this silver ball on the top that gives us our specular highlights. We can see the window reflected in there, and if I press the J key here in Lightroom, that turns on my clipping warnings, and you can see that little area goes red in there. That shows me that the window is overexposed, which is what I want because it's a specular highlight. I haven't got any other parts overexposed here, so that's probably about right. And then I've got the black face of the cube down here, which has got a black surface and a hole in it, and the hole should give us a solid black. So the way to check that is to use the black slider here in Lightroom, hold down the Option or Alt key, and then as you click and drag, you'll see the clipping happening. And I want to make that black area go solid black. So when I'm dragging that slider, you can see that area goes solid black. Tells me that that's now fully underexposed, and that's a nice black point. I also might want to just tweak the shadows up a little bit to introduce a little bit more mid-tone brightness here in this image. Just check my blacks again. That's probably pushed that black point up a little. There we go. Drag it back down, and now we're all set. So that's a nicely exposed image. I can just do my J key again to make sure I've got highlights overexposed there, shadows underexposed there, everything else is looking pretty good. I can now synchronize those settings with the other picture, which is the one I actually want to work on. So with both selected, I press the synchronize button. I just want the white balance and the basic tone, and when I press synchronize, that gives me this nicely exposed version of my final image. So there we are. It couldn't be simpler. It really is a very simple but extremely useful device. It's about £50, which I think is a little high for what it is, to be honest, but it is an extremely useful tool, and I have ordered one myself. I do think it's probably just about worth the money, even though it's quite expensive. If this is something, if you've got a photographer in your life that you're looking for something to buy for Christmas, I definitely think that they would find this an extremely useful gift, and it's something I hope to find under my tree. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you in the next photo walkthrough.
Photo Walkthrough is a free online video show about photography and digital photo editing using Photoshop and Lightroom. Please help support the show by using our sponsors' promo codes or by passing the promo codes on to your friends. Join the Photo Walkthrough community, find all the old shows, and subscribe to the new ones for free at photowalkthrough.com.